Hello, welcome all of you. In this video, we are going to discuss on motivation, which is most necessary in any field to everyone. For being motivated all the time, for great success, please watch this video till end. What is motivation? Motivation is a drive that encourages action or feeling. To motivate means to encourage and inspire. Motivation is powerful. It can persuade, convince, and propel you into action. In other words, motivation can be defined as motive for action. It is a force that can literally change your life. Why do we need to get motivated? Motivation is the driving force in our lives. It comes from a desire to succeed. Without success, there is little pride in life, no enjoyment or excitement at work and at home. Life becomes like a lopsided wheel giving a bumpy ride. The greatest enemy of motivation is complacency. Complacency leads to lack of effort. And when people are complacent, they don't grow because they cannot identify what is needed in their lives. How does it work? Once you understand what causes motivation, you can motivate yourself and achieve your goal. And you can motivate others too. Your internal motivation is your drive and attitude. It is contagious. Your attitude are the key to getting the response you want from others. How does a person stay motivated and focused? One important tool that has been used by athletes for a long time is autosuggestion. Autosuggestion are positive statements made in the present tense and repeated regularly. In other words, it is a positive self-talk. What is the difference between inspiration and motivation? I make this video and people often say, me, if I can motivate others. The answer is no, I can't. People motivate themselves. What I can do, however, is inspire them to motivate themselves. People can create an environment that is motivating. Inspiration is thought. Motivation is action. When thinking changes, it reflects in behavior. In order to inspire people to motivate themselves, we need to understand their needs and wants. Motivation is like fire. Unless you keep adding fuel to it, it dies. Your fuel is your belief in your inner values. When their belief in inner values feeds your motivation becomes long lasting. We may say there are two types of motivation, that is external and internal. External motivation comes from outside. Example of external motivators are money, societal approval, fame of fear. For example, fear of getting spanked by parents or fear of getting fired at work. It is not uncommon to see the prey outsmarting the predator because one is running for its food and the other for its life. The advantage of fear motivation are it gets the job done quickly, it prevents losses by meeting deadlines. In the short run, the personal performance may improve. We learn from history that the pyramids were built by slaves. They had to be constantly watched and reprimanded for non-performance. The disadvantage of fear motivation are it is external, which means the motivation is there while the motivator is there. When the motivator goes, the motivation also goes. It causes stress. Performance is limited to compliance. In the long run, performance goes down. It destroys creativity. People get used to the stick and then a bigger stick is needed. Incentive motivation, also common boundary of external motivation, can also take the form of incentive bonus, commission, recognition, and so forth. The major advantage of incentive motivation is that it works very well as long as the incentive is strong enough. Another type is internal motivation, comes from within. Such a pride, a sense of achievement, responsibility, and belief. Internal motivation is the inner gratification not for success or winning, but for the fulfillment that comes from having done it. It is a feeling of accomplishment rather than just achieving a goal. Reaching an unworthy goal does not produce the gratifying feeling. Internal motivation is lasting because it comes from within and translates into a self-motivation. Motivation needs to be identified and constantly strengthened to succeed. Write down your goals, keep them in front of you, and read them morning and evening. The two most important internal motivators are recognition and responsibility. Recognition means being appreciated, being treated with respect and dignity, and feeling a sense of belonging. Responsibility gives a person a feeling of belonging and ownership. He then becomes part of the bigger picture. Lack of responsibility is demotivating. Recognition is external because it originates from outside. Through its manifestation, feelings are internal. Responsibility is internal as it originates from within. Monetary rewards are temporary and short-lived. They are not gratifying in the long run. In contrast, seeing an idea being implemented can be emotionally gratifying by itself. People feel that they are not being treated like object. They feel part of a worthwhile team. The reward of doing that, the right thing by itself is motivating. Now let's discuss some demotivating factor. Why do people move from initially motivated stage to demotivated? Some of the demotivating factors are unfair criticism, negative criticism, public humiliation, lack of direction, lack of measurable objective, low self-esteem, lack of priorities, negative self-talk, office politics, poor standards, frequent changes, etc. A satisfied people is not unnecessarily a motivated people. Some people are satisfied with very little. In this case, satisfaction may lead to compliance. Motivation comes from excitement, and excitement does not come unless there is full commitment. New method of motivation will not work till the motivating factor are removed. Many times, just removing the demotivating factor can spark motivation. In motivation, there is great role of motivators. What we really want to accomplish is self-motivation. When people do things for their own reason and not yours, that is lasting motivation. Remember, the greatest motivator is belief. We have to inculcate in ourselves the belief that we are responsible for our action and behavior. When people accept responsibility, everything improves. Quality, productivity, relationship and teamwork. A few steps to motivate others. Give recognition, give respect, make work interesting, be a good listener, encourage goal setting, provide opportunity for growth, provide training, throw a challenge, help but don't do for other what they should do for themselves. At last, let's see some action plan that you have to accept to being motivated all the time. That is, first of all, develop a sense of pride through training, reward performance, set well-defined, clear goal, set high expectation, set clear, measurable benchmark, evaluate the need of others, make other part of your big picture, set a good example by being a positive role model, build the self-esteem of others. If you implement this action and follow the direction of mine, believe me, you will be success to change your habits and motivate all the times and success in any field in your life. We will meet very soon in our next video. Till then, thank you.